I never know what nail designs do, so I'm stealing your soul and using that. Welcome back to our next episode of SYSS. Today's victim is a wonderful local dance company called the Industry Adults. Sally opened this studio with the idea that you don't have to stop dancing just because you've become an adult. Everyone should be free to enjoy expression and freedom of movement, and they offer multiple classes to support that. The class that really caught my interest is their After Dark class, a space for slow, sensual movement where you can connect with yourself and build confidence surrounded by nothing but support. After checking out their Instagram and chatting with Sally, it's clear this is a place where everyone is welcome and encouraged to be part of something special. I wanted to reflect that energy by starting off with a sharper shape. I feel most confident with a sharp nail, so I'm just lightly refining the points here, not taking too much off. We can always shape more later if needed. For the base, I'm going in with this red glitter. This will catch the light beautifully while moving. I notice a lot of the lighting in this space leans to be reds and blues. Diamond style glitter absolutely blinds in the best way when it hits the light. Next, I'm mixing some black gel with builder gel. I always reinforce my nails with builder gel for durability, but for this design, I wanted to sandwich it between the layers so it didn't affect the final look. In the end, I did 2 coats of this. I've also noticed that with cat's eye gels, having a translucent base actually seems to work better with them. It creates more depth in the look and finish of the nail. I'll be using this bright silver cat eye. I tested a few different shades, but this one I think gives the best results for the final look. What I'm aiming for is a soft spotlight effect across the nail that's going to be slightly diffused. You'll see when it comes all together. For best results for cat eyes, I like to apply a decent layer. Normally, I'll demagnetize it and then go in with a second coat, but for this design, it's not necessary. I will demagnetize this layer though. It helps reduce that streakiness. And then, very professionally, I move my hand off camera while magnetizing it. Usually with cat eye as well, I'm not quite fast enough to do more than one at a time, but I noticed I can get one done, put it in the lamp for a minute, and then work on the next one within time. After that, I gave the nails a really good wipe with acetone and going with this blue-pink chrome powder. I'll do the initial rub in with the silicone tool, and then I'll get my finger to just feel if there's anywhere sticky, aka like missing the chrome powder. And after that, I will use my very thick, dense brush to really buff off any loose glitter. Next, I sealed everything in with a matte top coat because the design on top of this is inspired by those trendy glass nails. I did start with straight lines, but something just didn't feel right. Dance is a fluid thing. There's movement and not rigidity. So I switched to curved lines instead. I was working on it, I felt like something was still missing, that sort of spark and shine I think that dance is sort of produced when moving. So obviously the answer was chrome. I wanted to have one line flow across all the nails. Something that ties them all together. Like the connection you feel when you find people that you can relate to, like this dance group. For the lines on the nails, I use a mix of no white top coat and builder gel. I use this under the line I did with chrome, and then I capped it with another layer. I know for glass nails you have to wipe off a lot and make sure that the line weight and distance is a nice balance between each other. I'm using a 20mm liner brush here. I feel like it had a good flexibility and length for what I needed it to do. I started with thicker lines on the nails to map out where the flow needed to go. Later on, I'll add the finer details. Keeping the gel evenly distributed on the brush, not overloaded at the tip, helped maintain clean lines for me. This design was so much fun to do. It took me a few attempts of trial and error. I really lost my confidence to start off with because I was rushing and not focusing on making the lines even with their weight values and just getting really overly stressed for no reason. But I would just wipe them off, take a big breath and try again. And eventually I got it with these curved lines, and I think it looks really great. That's the one fun thing about nail art, is you can take it. I know we're moving away from the frosted glass, but we're taking it in a direction that I wanted to go and what I felt was right. I'm sure I'm not the only person who puts unrealistic expectations and pressure to try and replicate designs on themselves. Like I said before, I would map out the thicker lines, sort of trying to evenly as possible space them apart from each other. And after I felt like they were a good amount, I would go in and do a thinner line or two, sort of however much I could fit in there with it still looking good, to complete that design. I also would just make sure you can see that I'm cleaning up the blobs on the edges of the nails to make sure they don't look like a sort of teardrop design and more of a straight cohesive line. I did muck up a couple of times, but what can you do? I love with these glass nails that you can see the chrome on the matte layer, but then as you're painting in the glossy layers, it just sort of brings it out so much more and it looks so gorgeous. It's such a fun design. Finally, we take them off the stands, take off the sticky tabs. I always do a finishing file on any of my nails. That just makes sure that the shape is still looking nice, everything's looking flat. File down where the nail touches the nail bed, because that helps secure it directly to your nail. Now, all that's left is some nice end shots. How do you think I went? Do you think this embodies that soft, sensual, but strong feminine energy that I was going for? Of course, I had to do a little comparison of the glitter gel with my just filming and then turning the flash on. And how crazy is that? Stunning. I hope Sally loves these nails and stealing herself for this set. If you can think of any games, people, companies, animes, anything in general you think I could steal itself, let me know. Until next time.